It is the riots and the spring has sprung.
Oh, my gosh.
We just like to have fun around here.
We do.
Like to break it down verbally just a little bit.
Normally during our fundraisers, you guys don't get any podcasts, but we decided better something than nothing, right?
Well, we're on from 6 to 7 a.m.
We get like 1 hour of riot time, so it's not as much, but please pardon our dust as we get RadioU funded during our spring fundraiser, so you'll get a smaller podcast while that's going on.
Okay, so today in the podcast, we talk about, April Fool's Day.
Mm-hmm.
We also get into the fundraiser itself.
That's right.
And we talk about, what else?
Shadow,
right. The shadow thing and being an MC.
Okay, so you get a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. With all...
Or a smaller amount of okay stuff.
There's so much talking that after a while...
Can't remember.
I don't remember... Sometimes people come in like, well, you remember blank? And I'm like, bro, I've talked so much, I don't know.
You could be asking about that morning. We still might not remember.
If you say I said it, then I probably did. And if it was really bad, then it's definitely true.
Well, don't forget, during our spring fundraiser, please think about supporting our fall fundraiser. We had so many amazing podcast listeners contact us and donate. And it was so helpful to the point where our boss noticed it all. It was very sweet.
He did.
So if you want to donate and help out our RIOT podcast, because without RadioU, there is no riot, please think about giving. Go to RadioU.com, or you can text the word give to 877-2RadioU and just donate through your phone.
Anything else?
Have a great day.
Hey, enjoy the first day of the fundraiser. Bye.
We will. Or we did.
We did. We are.
We are currently. Bye.
It's the Riot, but with one very special guest.
Corporate decisions are made by corporate executives.
It's Michael on the RadioU Fall Fundraiser.
It is the Riot on RadioU.
Happy Monday.
Counting down the minutes.
So this Monday is a little different than a normal Monday for the Riot, because in an hour we'll be officially starting our RadioU Spring Fundraiser. Yay! It's a really important day for RadioU to make sure we stay on the air. We're listener supported. We don't play commercials. So this week is very, very important to make sure RadioU can stay here for you.
So, Nikki, what did you do this weekend to prepare yourself?
For today? A lot of resting. I actually try to not talk as much just because we...
Do you really?
We talk more during this week. So you just kind of keep it quiet and try to rest a little bit more and try to get through my shows and just a few things.
Yeah. I used to lose my voice.
Do laundry.
Dude, real talk.
Do all that, yeah.
I did a lot of laundry. I also did. There are a few things that I had to do to get ready for this week that have nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
But I had to make sure they were ready so I could focus on this and instead of doing that. And
your personal side of life goes away a bit during the fundraiser.
It totally does.
So you have to kind of get it done on the weekends.
It totally does. So, yeah. No, I used to lose my voice a lot during the fundraiser, and I've just had to learn not... Well, okay, you guys might think that I yell a lot, but nothing like I used to. And I've had to learn, you got to yell with your diaphragm.
You yell from there.
Yeah.
And it works better.
Well, I can still do some yelling, but, you don't yell the way you used to, where you lose your voice, So, look, I don't know who wants to be first. Technically, we're about an hour out from the start of the spring fundraiser, but... if you would like to.
Oh, we've already had the first ones, though. So, but
I guess that's true. The first of today.
Yes, that might be better to say.
It is true. Some people gave over the weekend.
Which is very much appreciated. So you can check out RadioU.com, click on the donate section there.
Yes.
You can text give to 877-2RadioU and a link will come back, and then just fill that out. Or if you're at RadioU.com, like I mentioned, anywhere and everywhere, you'll see the donation stuff for our spring fundraiser.
Anything else?
We're not ready yet, so let's not be ready quite yet, but it is very, very soon.
All right, let's get some coffee. Well, some more coffee.
And get going.
When the Riot asks you for money, you better listen.
Today I settle all family business. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
It would be a shame if something happened to that nice iPhone you've got there.
It is the Riot on RadioU. You know what Nikki just told me off air?
What?
Felt like a humble brag.
What?
It's like, working out in the morning has really led to a lot more drainage.
No, I'm not. I did not say that in that reason at all. But we've been both getting over.
But I just wanted to let you know I've been working out and I have a lot of drainage.
No, I was just telling him because, we work out before the show.
We do.
During the week, and it's very early, and I'm still getting over a sinus infection cold thing, and then you had it right before I did, and it's still sometimes when I work out, if I find myself working out extra hard in the morning, then, which I think that's a sign of asthma. But, it's just coming off of that.
Not necessarily.
You don't think so?
Well, did you know that when your body enters there's like a certain space and I can't remember, it like releases a chemical, but when you start needing more oxygen, you start, whether it's a matter of you're holding your breath or you're exercising or whatever, your body actually releases a chemical that thins out your mucus. So that it will run with the idea of clearing passages so you can get more air. So, Nikki.
So that's what it's doing. And I've just had extra from being sick, and it just flares up every so often. So if I had a harder workout this morning, that's what happens.
I'm just telling you, it's not your imagination.
It actually does happen.
So, I mean, your humble brag had some truth in it.
It wasn't a humble brag.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It was just a statement.
Your hashtag prideful brag it had a lot of truth in it. Okay?
Why did that never pick up, but humble brag did?
Prideful brag?
Yeah, I think we should all try to do some sort of tweet or post today that has hashtag prideful brag.
I think I'm going to do that.
Let's see if it just takes off.
I think I'm going to do that. I like that. I really, really do. I'll tell you what I've been doing, trying to get over this cold thing. I've been using a nose spray. Fluconazole?
The ones you can get addicted to?
No, that's what everyone asks me. You gonna get addicted?
You're not allowed to use a nose spray. Or do you mean, is it like a nasal rinse, or is it an actual spray that has something in it?
It's like
Flonase? I thought that's a prescription.
It kind of is. Let me see. Whatever the heck I have, it comes it's in like this brown bottle. And it came from the drugstore. It's all clear.
Was it a prescription or is it over the counter?
It was prescription and
it's probably the Flonase.
Yeah, it was something like that.
It sounds like it.
But they said that it was not habit forming.
That's what they have to say when something is habit forming.
They're like, here, you can have as much of this pain medicine as you want. No habit forming. So I don't know. Here's literally my plan is that I'm going to use this stuff until the fundraiser's over.
Sure.
And then I'm going to take it away. But I just figured.
You're going to take it, air quotes, everybody, take it away.
That's right.
Well, I don't want you to do that till after the fundraiser's over, because then in case it turns you mean because it's gone. Like, I don't want those emotions to be in the fundraiser.
I wouldn't want to take away from any attention we're putting on you, Nikki.
Yeah, no, not me, but the fundraiser.
Yeah, okay.
If we have to help you down, I want to make sure it can be it's dedicated time.
Nikki, you are the best of all of us. Hashtag prideful brag. Yeah.
Could have used that today.
I heard that you were working really hard in the gym today. Hashtag prideful brag.
No.
What?
I was, but no prideful brag.
No pride in it. It's just a statement of fact.
Just how it is.
Coffee. Fight for me.
Our fundraiser's coming up. By the way, Mike will be joining us. We've got volunteers coming in. Our spring fundraiser kicks off very soon.
Hashtag no brag.
Fundraiser brag.
Fundraiser brag.
All right, here we go.
Testing the human limits of caffeine and sugar. It's the Riot during the Spring Fundraiser.
So, Nikki, how did you do the last time you had to take a sobriety test?
I have never done a sobriety test.
They just knew you were drunk, so
I
they just
pulled over once, and the cop said, like, it was real late at night. I actually was coming from work, and it was like I worked until 2 in the morning, so it was around 2:30.
You've been drinking grandma's cough syrup?
No, I was really young, and the area had a curfew, and I was coming from RadioU, and technically I wasn't doing anything wrong, but that cop, man, rode my car for like several miles, and he pulled me over. He's like, "Oh, looks like you were weaving." I was like, "No," and you didn't make it easy being like right on me that whole entire time. But
you told him that?
I did not. I was just like probably crying.
I didn't think
I was very upset. But yeah, he tried to say like, "Oh, you're weaving, or were you drinking?" And I was like, "No, I'm very young, and I was just driving." So, but I got nothing.
I got pulled over, and that was because I was with some friends, and they told me to make a left turn, and I didn't know there was a big concrete berm, so you couldn't make a left turn. So I couldn't make a left turn. I'm almost completely like whatever. I have to spin around and go out, and then I have to hit my brakes a couple times because they're like, no, it's here. No, it's here. The cop's like, hey, driving a little erratically there, buddy.
What you doing?
And I actually told him, I was like, it's because of the idiots in the back seat that keep giving me the wrong directions.
What do you say to that?
He actually laughed and he looked at him and he was like, all right, just quit doing that.
And then you don't get a ticket.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that are getting pulled over for actual drunk driving, here's a power tip. You ready? Coming from Spartansburg, South Carolina.
Don't be driving while you're drunk. Is that the power tip?
That's the first power tip.
That's the main one.
Dude, this is so great. His second one is this. The sheriff's deputies pull him over. His name is Efren. And his way of showing them he wasn't drunk is that he sprayed a bunch of Axe body spray in his mouth.
Oh,
so
gross.
that he wouldn't smell
drunk?
like he'd been drinking.
Oh, that doesn't work.
The problem, okay, it's like this.
They still smell it on you.
He was swerving around multiple lanes. They pull him over. He sprays the Axe body spray in his mouth. And they're like, so why do you have 12 beer cans, empty beer cans on the front seat of the car? And he's like, I don't mind. You don't smell nothing?
No, I don't think you watched the show, but I started getting into that live PD show. With the cops and stuff.
Why? Everybody's into live PD but me. I got to get on that.
It's hilarious because it's very, like, you can see the trends in people. Like, everybody who doesn't want to give their driver's license or their ID is always because they have a warrant out for them.
Sure.
And then they're always trying to cover up if they've been drinking or, like, what are those things when you inhale, like whippets and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And so when it's someone who's drunk, they're always like, oh, no. And then finally they keep whittling away. They're like, when did you last drink? I haven't drunk in forever. And they're like, well, like this morning, and you just keep, and then finally they get arrested.
You're like, bro, it's not even noon yet.
I know. You need to watch it.
You've been drinking.
It's something.
I should watch it. You're right. All right. Live PD. If I can find it. And hey, by the way, Spring Fundraiser coming up. If you want to talk about some crazy stuff, you know what? Quite frankly, I would just settle for Michael's putting some Axe spray on his body. No. Forget about his mouth.
For every dollar raised this hour, the Riot will take another spoonful of the Sour Patch Kids cereal.
So during the fundraiser, Nikki and I are here at all different hours of the day. And so, you got mornings, then we'll have a break in the middle of the day. We'll be back in the afternoon and stuff. And so the thing that I've been thinking about that I still haven't pulled the trigger on is Shadow.
Yeah, I thought you were going to sign up for the trial or whatever, the free month or the 1 month.
I can do 1 month and it's $20, which is not cheap. I mean, like, it's not.
But that's the sale price.
That is the sale price.
It's
normally $30 a month. So here's the idea. Basically, for $30 a month, you rent a computer that's in the cloud, and that computer dumps graphics to you.
Yeah.
Like, it basically is that Google Project Stream or PlayStation Now, whatever, but you're paying them a monthly fee to borrow their computer to stream that stuff directly to you. And I'm thinking about it.
Why don't you just get into, like later this week if you feel like.
Well, you know what I was thinking is, if nothing else, like, it'll be good show fodder. We can talk about and see what I just did there. It's for the show.
Well, it feels like work should be paying for it. No, just teasing.
Hey, can I get a company credit card for this? I'm going to mention it on the air.
That's not what our Spring Fundraiser's for.
It is
that's our operating expenses. That is not it. You don't have to worry about that.
I ain't giving. I heard what he said. I heard what he said.
It's not what it goes to, so don't worry.
That'll be coming out of my own pocket, thank you. But I think I might do it.
Has anybody else tried Shadow?
I would love to hear, actually. And I realize I'm talking to like 3 people in the room right now. But, man, I'll tell you, like, video game streaming is going to get hot. And I don't mean watching people on Twitch. I mean you playing a video game.
Anywhere and everywhere.
Where the console or the computer is in a server rack in the cloud somewhere. And you're just playing it in your web browser or on your phone. Like, they say that's the future. And kind of like Nikki and I have talked about with VR, it's kind of the future whether you want it or not. They're putting big money
That's more
into
the
doing
future
this.
Than I think virtual reality is.
No. I agree with you. What I mean is we keep hearing about VR, not because tons of people like it, but
they're
because
trying to make it work.
They're trying to push it on you. Mm-hmm. I feel like this is one where they're like, hey, we're not even giving you a choice.
Well, you had
You're
Apple
doing this.
Arcade and then Google, what was that one called?
Stadia.
Stadia.
Yep.
And then
Microsoft has X-Play?
Yeah, so like that's all will get pushed in the next couple of years.
Yeah, so this is me jumping the gun and paying way too much money to try
This is you using another company that will get crushed.
Oh, they're almost done.
When everybody else has their
almost
own
done.
versions of it. So
this thing that they're doing, God bless them, but
it won't last because the big companies will do it and just overshadow the shadow.
Dude, oh.
See what I did there?
God, you know what? You're the most clever among us.
Support Radio U and join the family. Just a heads up, though. The weird aunt and uncle roles are already filled. The Riot. Radio U.
I want to say hey to Aaron. Aaron just sent us something on Twitter that I referred to it as nightmare fuel because I think it actually is. There is, and I don't know where this is, but apparently there are bakeries out there. You know, today's April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
The fundraiser, just kidding. No,
it's
not
never
real.
It is happening, actually.
So it's a bakery that is selling April Fool's donuts.
Oh, I saw the picture.
Did you see that?
So it's like an April Fool's pack, but I couldn't tell if the picture was the joke or if you could actually get donuts filled with this stuff, and then that's the joke you can take to your coworkers or friends.
No. It is like you buy a dozen donuts, and they're filled with either ketchup, mustard, or mayo.
So that's
on
the filling?
On the outside, it looks like a regular donut. They're coming straight from the bakery. Like you would bring it in, and it would smell like donuts and look like donuts, and people would be excited about donuts.
So then they'd open it.
They take a bite out of this thing and find out that custard is actually mustard.
Yeah, but what if you then, like find out mustard or ketchup or not mayo. Mayo doesn't go with anything, but what if you're like, oh, it's actually pretty good. The sweetness of ketchup, could it lend itself to a donut?
The only one that I think, I don't like the idea of donut with ketchup. Like, that sounds pretty bad, but that to me would be the least
out of all of them.
Yeah, of the three, that's going to be the least objectionable. Man, you get me a mouthful of mayo and we are not friends anymore.
I don't care if there's a donut wrapped around it.
And
that won't help it.
And mustard? Oh.
I get mustard second for me. I don't mind mustard on normal items that mustard can go with.
Okay.
With a little dash of honey. So actually, I really only like honey mustard. I'm going to take that back. I'm just going to say honey mustard. That's all I like.
You realize it's not the same.
I know it's not, but
you realize that.
Mustard, honey mustard. It's all in the same ballpark.
You mean, well...
The same condiment ballpark.
I see what you did there.
I actually didn't mean to say ballpark,
but, you know
but it works because of ballpark hot dogs.
It worked.
So,
you did it. You know what, Nikki?
Ooh, do you think honey mustard on
unintentional genius. You're doing great work.
Honey mustard on a hot dog would be good?
Absolutely.
I wonder. I've never had
Here's
that.
Here's what I've learned. Honey mustard on anything is good.
What about a donut?
I take it.
we'll do that.
Truth be told, I'll bet it's not bad.
So if anybody's doing anything fun for April Fools, text us and let us know what your joke is for today. So send it to 8772 Radio U. And then if your fingers happen to do it, text GIVE also to that number and donate for our spring fundraiser.
And let me tell you something. This fundraiser is no joke. Even on April Fools.
April Fools, right.
You're welcome.
Just think, if we raise enough money, the Riot can finally get that freestyle machine. What? Oh. Okay, I guess they're not getting that. But hey, support anyway. Radio U.
I got to tell you, one time I did, speaking of stretching, one time I have, among certain staff members, I am legendary because I can stretch. Like, I can just talk.
Oh, I thought you meant like physically stretching.
No,
I was like, when you pass out?
No, not that. But like Chris and I have this running joke that he used to come out and be like, I need you to talk for 3 minutes.
You can talk for days.
So whatever. But I emceed an event one time, and they were supposed to be 30 to 90 second breaks in between things. And I got up, and I had been going for probably almost 3 minutes. And the lady starts going stretch.
Like, that's fine. A couple of those are normal.
I ended up being on stage for almost 10 minutes.
Did you?
Which to me at that point, like, you're asking too much of the MC. Like, I didn't come prepared.
We're not performing.
I'm not a stand-up comedian. Like, I don't have 10 minutes of material that I'm working from there. I'm like, you know what? At that point, say, we'll be back in a minute. Have me sit down and whatever. And then I found out what the problem was.
What was it?
One of the performers that we were waiting on, they were having a problem about being so nervous that they had
an upset stomach?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you had to stretch for that.
And so we were waiting.
Oh, weird.
And I'm just like,
it's just better to have, they shouldn't start you until they're all ready to go.
I agree.
Because then it's like that.
I agree. And so what I really wanted to do is be like, okay, we're going to bring these 3 girls out. One of them has been throwing up and is the reason you had to listen to me for so long.
You shouldn't have said.
See if you can spot them.
You shouldn't have said that. Then people can figure out who it is.
I didn't say it.
No, I mean on air now.
Nah, they're not going to get it.
No one will get it?
They're not going to get it. This is a local event.
A long time ago.
It's not one of our bands, just to be clear.
I remember we had someone who used to work here, Ace. We had 2 Aces. Original Ace. And Original Ace and I were at a festival to MC, and we had to stretch for 15 minutes. It was ridiculous. And he just starts dancing and doing the worm across the stage. And I'm just I just want off the stage. It's uncomfortable.
I don't being an MC. You really want on and off fast. You know why? Because nobody likes you. You're the MC. Nobody's there to see you. They don't like you.
We prefer...
When you come up, if you are not immediately followed by a musical act...
They don't want it.
Then they don't want to hear from you.
We only want to be DJs. We don't want to be MCs.
We get up there and we want to thank our sponsors. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, I really want to hear about the sponsors.
Here it comes.
But, guys, if we don't talk about the sponsors, how are we going to be able to do this? And that's why we have a fundraiser.
Okay, now we've gone full circle and we're ready to start off our spring fundraiser.
So get in now and be the sponsor. Text GIVE to 877-2-RADIO-U or go to RadioU.com. Click on donate.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no, I missed it. Do it again.
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.